Okay, so here we go. This is for two different primaries. So in my set, I have ultramarine blue, crimson red, cadmium yellow, quinacridone magenta, and cobalt teal. So there's different reasons why I use those colors in my 12 colors set. So here I'm putting out ultramarine blue, crimson red, and yellow. So that's normally the traditional primaries that everyone's used to, the so-called red, yellow, and blue. Um, Sometimes some people might change the ultramarine for something like phthalo blue or something else, but this is normally what's used. So I'm just putting just tiny small dots because the watercolors that I make myself, I make it for my own use. So like they made the way that I like it, so they actually go quite far. So this is a 15 milliliter tube, and this will last quite a while. So anyway, so here we go. So when mixing secondary and tertiary colors from the primaries, the reason why I have two different sets, the ultramarine, crimson red, and yellow, and the other set is the quinacridone, cobalt teal, and yellow. So the reason why I have um, those two different primaries there is because when you mix them together, they give different results. So here I'm putting down the blue and red. I'm just washing off my brush, make sure it's nice and clean before I put the red down. Okay, so here, when the red and the blue, the ultramarine blue and the crimson red mix, they make a purple, which we all know. But normally the purple isn't exactly as vibrant or as bright as we want it to be. So here I'm adding some water just to show you what it really looks like. Okay, so if you look at this purple here, it is purple, but it looks like a kind of muddy purple. It's not very vibrant, not very bright, but it is a purple. So if you really need to, you can make purple from these two colors. And so I'm here just mixing some water with the red just to kind of blend it in and show you the different um, uh, fade from the red to the purple. Okay, so next we're going to add the cadmium yellow. Sometimes some people use cadmium yellow light or the lemon yellow as the yellow primary. Okay, so here we're gonna go for blue and yellow, and of course everyone knows when you mix blue and yellow you get green. So we're just gonna see here the type of green that is produced by mixing these two colors together. Okay, it's a nice green, um, good for mixing foliage and other stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Okay, so here we're gonna go from the cadmium red to the cadmium yellow. Um, of course, the color we're looking for is orange. Okay, so we're gonna mix up some nice orange here. Okay, so this one I'm actually gonna water it down a bit just to show you what it looks like. The type of orange that you can get by mixing crimson, not crimson, cadmium red and cadmium yellow. Now I know some people don't like to use cadmium, but these paints are not for eating. So if you buy my paints, please don't eat them. Okay, so that's for the ultramarine blue, cadmium red and cadmium yellow primary. Okay, so the other primary I'm gonna lay it out now. So that'll be quinacridone magenta, which is basically a magenta. So this will be similar to the um, colors your printer uses. So it'll be magenta, cyan, which is cobalt teal that I use, and yellow. So yeah, don't need very much. Okay, so let's get started. Quinacridone magenta. Now, quinacridone magenta isn't, it is opaque, but not as opaque as some other colors. And the same is true with cobalt teal or cyan, whatever you wanna call it. Okay, so you'll find when you mix cobalt teal and quinacridone magenta together, you actually get a really nice, vibrant purple color. So you'll see that soon here, and I'll water it down so you can see what the resulting color would look like. Okay, so you can see this purple here compared to the purple that you get from mixing ultramarine and cadmium red. It's actually a lot more vibrant. It's a nicer purple if that's what you're going for. Okay, so that's one of the reasons why I add the quinacridone, cyan, or cobalt teal to the set of 12 colors that I make, so you can actually make some pretty vibrant colors from that. Okay, so here we go with the cadmium yellow again. So we'll be mixing that with quinacridone magenta. Okay, so here we go. So we're gonna be trying to get something close to a red and then an orange by mixing these two colors together. If you used um, a cadmium lemon, you'd probably get a better red. Okay, so you can see the orange here is different from the orange that you'd get with the cadmium red and yellow. Okay, so having these two different primaries gives you the option of mixing two different types of oranges, um, giving you more versatility in the colors that you can get. Okay, so there you go. And then from here we'll go from the cobalt teal to the cadmium yellow. Now these two colors will make a really nice vibrant green color. Okay, so if you need vibrant colors, you'll know um, kind of which colors to mix together to get them by using these different primaries. Now with the 12 colors set that I make, the reason why I put the colors that I did in them was to get to have to have a set that I could use for anything from landscapes to portraits and get vibrant or muted colors um, with the least amount of colors that um, with the least amount of colors. Okay, yeah, and so those are the two different primaries that I have in my set, and that's how to mix them together and use them. Okay, experiment, have fun. See ya.